The harvest. In the summer, Terence the tractor brings the crops in from the fields, and the engines are happy enough to take those goods to town. They love the smell of fresh fruit and vegetables. The Fat Controller has decided that every year at harvest time they should hold special orders for everyone so the engines can take special trains. Toby and Percy were bringing the turnips, carrots and potatoes. Duck and Oliver were bringing the green beans and cabbages. Stepney and Lady were bringing the sweet corn and cauliflower. And Thomas and Rosie were bringing the onions, radishes and parsnips. There was a lot of hard work to be done, but they didn't mind because they all liked bringing fruit and vegetables. One afternoon, Percy was bringing a train of fresh strawberries. He met Lady at a junction. "It's great to be collecting fruit and vegetables at this time of year," Lady said to Percy. "People just love them." "That's right," explained Percy. "Terence has been working hard, harvesting them for the summer." Then the signal changed green for Percy and then he puffed away. Thomas was fetching some tomatoes. He needed to get them quickly because they were the most important fruits to collect, because they grow inside hopped green houses. When he arrived, a train of trucks were waiting for him. "All these tomatoes have come from the greenhouse," said Stepney. "Make sure you get them to Ellswood Station." "I will," said Thomas. Thomas got to Ellswood Station. "What's that lovely smell?" asked Henry. "It's all those tomatoes," said Thomas. "They've all been brought in from the greenhouses." "How lovely," said Henry. "I think it's a nicer smell than fish." Thomas had to agree. Later that day, Thomas was having a drink at the water tower when the station master came to see him. "The last load of cherries are ready to be collected," he said to Thomas, "but the train will be too heavy for you to pull." "That's not a problem," said Thomas's driver. "I think we should get Percy to help us with the train." Thomas met Percy. He was waiting for him to collect the train of cherries. "I'm glad you're here to help me with this train," said Percy. "And I'm glad this is our last train," said Thomas, "because all the other fruit and vegetables have been collected already." The engines were on their way. But the weather suddenly changed badly. The bright sunny blue sky was soon covered by big dark black clouds. "There's a storm coming," said Thomas's driver, "and that's going to make the journey back with our train very difficult." And he was right. The rain came down and Thomas, who was in front of the train, couldn't see where he was going. The mist made the visibility so difficult for him. "I wish I could see," he said. "I think we should slow down," suggested Percy. And they did. When they came to a hill, they knew they were coming into a difficult time. "We must keep going," said the two engines. There was worse to come. A big landslide came down and hit the trucks in the middle of the train. Thomas was on one side of the landslide and Percy was on the other. They were stuck. "We'll never get those cherries delivered on time now," said Percy. "I'll go and call for help," said Percy's driver. The Fat Controller heard the news. "Thomas and Percy, trapped on the hills," he said. "I'll send Harvey and Terence to help clear the line." After a while, the storm had passed and the sun came out again. But Thomas and Percy were still stuck. Harvey came with the breakdown train and Terence cleared the line and the two engines were well on their way. At last, Thomas and Percy, tired but triumphant, they reached the station. What a day it was for the two engines, and they were looking forward to a well-earned rest. That evening, Thomas and Percy told the other engines about their journey back home. "That must have been terrible," said Edward. "But at least you made it with those cherries safely," said Duck. "And that's the end of harvest time now until next summer." "And at least we got all the fruit and vegetables delivered," said Thomas and Percy together.